Happiness is not something to wait for. It is created through how you live and what you choose to focus on every single day. And I have been experiencing such extreme amounts of joy, happiness in my life recently. And that's not occurred by accident, but by me intentionally creating things within my life, focusing on the things in my life that I want, because I know that they will bring me more joy. And in today's podcast episode, I will guide you through how you can create more happiness in your life, because I'm recording this on June 1st, and you may be listening to this on June 2nd, which is when it's going to come out, which means it is summer. The summer has begun, and I want you to have the greatest summer of your life. But even if you're listening to this at a different date, you can apply these happiness tools at any given moment. And I have 4 key things that I want to share with you that I've incorporated in my life to really feel such extreme levels of joy every single day. Now, the first one is growth and challenge. And this is something I've shared so many times. I mean, my podcast is called Challenge Your Norm because that is what is going to help you feel such extreme levels of fulfillment. When you choose to take on a task, go about reaching a goal that is in alignment with what it is that you deep down want for your life, you will not just gain the benefits of the results that will come from that, but you will feel such extreme proudness of yourself from showing up in that way. You will see yourself strengthen, level up in a different way than if you hadn't committed to going about doing this challenge. Humans thrive on growth. When you're evolving, you will most likely be way more happy than if you're staying stagnant or stuck. And you have the choice to take on a challenge and make it happen. You right now could set a goal that you could be slightly excited about, create a plan, and right now start taking the first action. And I promise you that if you go about doing that, by the time you lay your head on the pillow at night, you will feel more fulfilled. You will feel slightly proud of yourself, potentially even happy and fulfilled from having shown up for yourself for something that felt a little outside of your comfort zone. And if you want a real quick one that I've talked about so many times is go outside, obviously warm up, but then sprint as fast as humanly possible. Like go on a run and then do these interval sprints where you get so out of breath that you want to lay down and just not move for a long time because it felt so uncomfortable, because it felt like your lungs were exploding. When you challenge yourself to that extent, it will come back tenfold in joy, in energy, in courage to take on other challenges. So the first way that you can instantly experience more joy in your life is set yourself a challenge. Something that I've done recently is I'm right now on a bikini prep. I'm doing my first ever bikini fitness competition. That in itself is a challenge. I decided to write a book. That's a challenge. I keep getting new creative ideas for my work and how I can create my content, how I can expand my reach with the audience who I want to impact. I challenge myself when it comes to relationships, both when it comes to wanting to grow my community, but also the depth of my relationships. I challenge myself in wanting to continuously catch my limiting beliefs, catch my excuses, the lies that I tell myself. And every time I do, it feels really good and it adds on to my happiness. Maybe a challenge you need to set yourself is simply get enough sleep this week. Get to bed at 9 p.m. because when you then have that alarm clock go off in the morning, you feel so refreshed. And yes, it may have felt like a challenge to go to bed at 9 p.m. when normally you stay up scrolling till 11 p.m., but it'll make you feel really good that you did the challenging thing. Maybe you need to set a new career goal, a side hustle goal, take action on something that you continuously have been procrastinating. If you actually just do the thing, damn, the joy, it'll peak up real quick. But really ask yourself, where in your life can you challenge yourself to grow? What's the first thing that comes up? And maybe your brain is going to want to talk you out of it, but honesty and awareness with ourselves is the first step to growth, which is the first step towards happiness. At least that is my first point. And I know that for many of you in my audience, many of you, it's fitness goals. And I just want to remind you that you are fully in control of that. I just got off my call with my June Transformation Challengers, our first call of the month because today's June 1st. And hearing from those who joined me last month or the people who've been with me for over a year, seeing how when you set a goal and you actually show up for yourself in those daily habits, challenging yourself when you want to quit, when you want to make the excuse and allow the excuse to control your actions, when you continuously show up for yourself and stick to the plan, and each month you kind of add on a new challenge, your life will literally change. So if you've had the urge to reach a certain fitness goal, I know that right now I could be with you. If I was in with you having a coffee and I was, trying to help you out as a friend, I could ask you questions that would help you dive into your subconscious mind, or potentially even your subconscious mind that already knows what you need to do. You already know that it's the late night snacking, or it's the weekends, or it's the alcohol, or it's the skipping the work after work because you snoozed the alarm and didn't get it done before your work day. Or you spend too much time scrolling, so you tell yourself that you don't have enough time. You spend too much time doing things that aren't actually moving the needle towards the biggest goals that you have. So be honest with yourself. Where do you need to set yourself a challenge? Kick that booty into growth. The second reason I have felt so extremely joyful lately is because I've added so much more connection into my life. So much more joyful laughter, people, hangouts than I had for a long time. And I'm not just chilling, drinking coffee, drinking wine with these people. No, I'm having a social life at the gym. When I'm hanging out with many of my girlfriends, we go on walks by the beach. So I'm still moving my body, which I need to move my body every day. And again, when I work out with people at the gym, we're working out. I have people who I go on hikes with or do things that I feel are so aligned with my lifestyle and things that I would do by myself as well. Doing that with people, I know for many of you, you're like, duh. But for me, I am an introvert at heart, and I have had such a tendency for so many years to isolate myself and not make an effort to spend time with people. And it would actually even be like people would reach out to me and I would kind of not prioritize it because I would prioritize other things more because work was busy work was busy and that's what I was focusing on. It's my passion. I wanted to work out every day and I thought that working out by myself every day was best, but I've really realized lately how incredible it is working out with people. Whether it's just girlfriends who isn't as much a gym nerd as I am, but it's just a girlfriend who I want to catch up with, or it's literally like massive bodybuilders who are really talented at what they do. Also with other people who are athletes in different areas. Working out with people has brought me so much joy because working out is such a big part of my life. It's amazing. This is something I do want to do more of, but like this week, I shot with someone instead of just shooting myself, the content that I create. So little things like that, maybe ask yourself, how can I do this in a more collaborative way? Like the thing that I'm already enjoying doing, a thing that is already in alignment with my lifestyle, how can I get together with other people who also enjoy that? Like maybe you love singing around your house. Would it be fun to join a singing group? That's just a random example, but maybe you're someone who loves golf and you always play by yourself. Like you go there and play yourself, but how could you get more golf friends? I've really made it an effort to make more like-minded friendships who like and enjoy doing the same things as I do. And it has brought so much joy to my life. And like I said, I'm an introvert. So often I may not feel like doing it with the other people, but then immediately when I'm there, my energy just is on the highest high because we're enjoying similar things, have similar hobbies, want to be there for the same reason, but then the connection aspect of it, having fun together with this thing that we're all passionate about just adds to the joy of doing the thing. Some other notes I wrote down when I came up with the topic of today's podcast episode is the training with people, it's the walking with friends, it's ocean swim with friends, it's setting goals together. I love getting together with my girlfriends and we set goals together. I've talked about this on other podcast episodes, but like we'll get together, have a couple of snacks as in veggies and fruits, and each person will share and then we'll give feedback to the person who shared. And then we will visualize that dream, that goal happening for that other person. And there's such power in the whole entire group sharing it with one another and visualizing it and like bringing that powerful manifesting energy onto that person. It's very powerful. I also have my community. I have my challengers who are all so passionate about not just getting in the best shape physically, but also mentally, creating such a deep, loving relationship with themselves and shifting their self-identity into becoming the future best version of themselves that they want to become. And every single week, we have these conversations. I mean, every single day we have conversations inside of our group where we chat. I respond to every single message and love reading and knowing about the journey that each and every one of these individuals are on. But getting together in the group and sharing everything self-development, anything life-related, really, so energizing. When you are going through something, you have similar goals, and someone else has the same challenges as you, comes with a little tip that's really useful, shares wisdom that could feel like a little trick, a little hack, something that if they hadn't said that, we wouldn't have shifted our thinking within that area or gotten that idea to do it in a different way than how we'd been struggling with doing it previously. That's so energizing. And by the way, if you do want to join, as you're listening to this, if you are listening to this on June 1st, we just started the challenge today, so you can join anytime. And we have a membership as well. So if you're listening to this at any point, you can always join at any time. And there will be workout programs, nutrition, meal plans, journaling challenges, these weekly calls, daily chats. It is, oh my goodness, such a beautiful community. Greatest people on earth. I'm so grateful. Wild. And you will be inspired like you never knew you could. Because you'll have to see for yourself if you do join. And the last thing that I wrote on my list is that I've been reaching out to family members more. I mean, something that's important for me is that I live on the other side of the world, but making sure that I call my family members to catch up with them more than I have previously. The nurturing deep bonds is fulfilling. We all know this. So I don't know if anyone else needed that little reminder. The third thing that can bring you incredible levels of joy is doing things simply for the joy of it, simply to light up your soul. This is something we also spoke about on our call today, because I had given the challenge to one of my community members who's so disciplined and gets everything done. And I had said, my challenge for you this week is to do something that is not for checking it off your to-do list, but literally simply only for the purpose of it bringing you joy. So don't put it on the list to just check it off because now you did something for joy. No, just do something that will light you up for the light of it, for the joy of it. Something I do for the joy of it is take a dance class. And yes, even though I know that after the dance class or in the class, I'm going to feel really joyful and happy, I don't always feel like doing it. So sometimes it's a discipline to actually go do the thing that brings us joy. It may be a nature walk for you. It may be playing volleyball on Sundays. I know a lot of people in Venice do that. So that's why that's coming to my mind. It may be playing chess with your grandpa. It could be so many different things. What brings you joy? Is it painting? Is it going to a museum? Is it just walking around without music? No podcast, just you and your thoughts? What's something that will light up your soul? Is it jumping in the ocean? That brings me a lot of joy. Hiking? Video creating? Knitting? There's so many things. What brought you joy when you were little? Maybe that's a question you can ask yourself. Or you can also ask yourself, when was the last time you felt the most amount of freedom and joy? Was it biking on an empty road, just feeling the breeze? Bring more of that into your life. And yeah, like I said, you may not feel like it in the moment, but afterwards, it'll have lit you up in a different way. And that little light might spark something else. And whatever that is could spark something else. And those little compound sparks lighting up your body, they really compound effect. And those little compound effects can have such massive transformative results in your life. Because we also know that when we feel fully joyful from within, good things come to us. So if you've been feeling stuck, maybe that's what you need. You just need a little bit more joy. Maybe you've been working so freaking hard and not giving yourself any time or space for the things in life that bring you joy. So what is that for you? Is it a dance class? It could be. The fourth thing that brings me a lot of joy is having a mindset that looks for solutions and opportunities. Things that are not perfect are always going to show up. Things that are challenging are always going to show up. Things that don't go our way is always going to come up in my life every single day. But I look for opportunities and I look for solutions. And really, what I do is I know that it's for the highest good. When something doesn't go in the way that I want it to, if it's within my business, I'll look for solutions. And you could challenge yourself to think of it as a little puzzle that can be solved. You just have to be creative with how you solve it. If you feel stuck within some area of your life, it could even be in a relationship. Let's say you're misaligned with someone and you guys can't seem to find the middle ground. You can't seem to resonate with one another and come to a level of understanding. What if you got curious and looked at it from a different perspective, looked at the other person's view from a different perspective instead of having your own narrative and thinking that there is a solution for us to figure this out? Maybe there's not, there are toxic relationships that are just supposed to be for us to learn a lesson and then walk away. But let's say it's like a smaller thing or it's something that you guys want to work out. What if you guys saw it as a puzzle and worked together in figuring this thing out instead of being so caught up in your own way? And same goes with business. Like I've for so long done my work in one way. And whenever you want to level up within any area of your life, what got you here cannot get you there, like to the next level, right? So you have to shift and adapt, and that can be challenging. But if you choose to be open-minded and look for solutions and see potential opportunities that seem to be nowhere to be found right now, but knowing that they are there out there somewhere and just being open to it, they will show up. And if you really truly do believe that everything's happening for you, there will be gifts hidden within every single thing that comes up that isn't what you want. I had a thing in my life recently that didn't go in the way that I had wanted, let's say. But I really surrendered, really let go of my belief of what I needed in this situation and let go of the outcome. And as I let go of the outcome, the thing that I thought I wanted didn't happen. Something else happened. And to this day, I still don't know why, but I know that I will find out why. I know that it is for a reason because I truly believe that everything happens for me. So when we have that belief, which I know we've all heard, the everything's happening for you, not to you. If you truly believe in that, then you will also truly be able to accept and trust everything that happens within your life. And when it doesn't work out in the way that you want it, you can still be at peace because you know that something better is coming along for you. A greater lesson, a greater thing, a more miraculous opportunity, better life. Because we right now can only see our reality of the world, right? Our reality of what we think is possible. But God, the universe, energy in this world is so much more powerful than our little minds. And so if we can let go of what we think we need, what we think we want, then we can truly experience peace, which then will lead us to more joy and happiness because we just trust that everything is for us. So I want to ask you, is there something that has been a challenge in your life that you've kind of been holding on to and have had this negative feeling towards that you right now could let go of and experience that ease that comes with that? I've started, when needed, asking the universe in my meditation and my prayers to bring me what is for the highest good for all and take from me what is no longer for me. And when I say that prayer and really feel it, I do know that what is for me will come to me and what is not for me will be taken from me. And that means that sometimes things don't always go the way I thought I wanted things to go, but things will go in the way they are supposed to or for the highest good for all. I'm so in attuned alignment with my purpose in life, which is to help as many people as humanly possible to believe in themselves and to create a life that they truly love, that is in deep alignment with what they deeply desire. And because I trust everything's happening for me, and because I believe that that is my truest purpose, and I believe that I was put on this earth also to do that, I know that I'm being guided towards that. And that doesn't mean, that especially actually doesn't mean that I'm going to have an easy path, because if my path was easy, I couldn't relate to those who are struggling. Every time something happens in my life where I'm struggling, I reconnect with what I need to be reconnected with, that other people who are struggling, who potentially can use the things I'm learning in my life, in their life, in order to also overcome that. So I really feel supported in this life. Sometimes I feel less in attune with my connection to a higher power, but when I do feel connected, I am so trusting. I mean, I always feel connected, but I have seasons where it's more and less. But I do love when I am deeply connected because everything just feels, well, good. And I feel safe because I know that I'm taken care of. And I know that to some people, this may sound a little bit crazy. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have thought that this was crazy, but it's how I feel right now. And I feel that every single person should believe and feel the things that make them happy. I don't think there's any right or wrong thing to believe, as long as you believe what is serving you. And this is what's serving me, so I wanted to share. And on this topic of happiness not being an accident, and that happiness is truly curated through taking the action that cultivate this joy and growth and connection. All days last week, experienced something, not the thing, but the exact feeling, the exact emotion, and kind of experience as well, as in like where I was, what I was experiencing, as what I've been visualizing. Last week on Thursday, I posted a visualization meditation, and I've been doing visualization meditations every single day since January of this year. And I've been seeing all these different little scenes that I wanted to create in my life. And it is so wild when you get to then experience one of those scenes that you'd seen in your mind come to reality. And I'm sharing this with you because that has also brought me a lot of joy every day this year, visualizing my future. And something I've talked about so many times, so I'm not going to go into depth with you today on that, because you can go back and listen to my other episodes. So maybe you want to do the visualization meditation that I posted on Thursday. But when you every day step into this highest version of yourself and experience the feelings that you're experiencing as your future self, you can bring that with you into your day and experiencing it here and now, because what you realize is that you don't have to wait for that future experience to happen. You can actually feel it here and now. Like what I experienced yesterday, the thing that I had been visualizing that I thought would be the result of feeling those emotions didn't actually fully happen yesterday, but the feelings and the situation happened. So I experienced what I had been experiencing in my meditations. So highly recommend doing visualization. And the last thing that I'm just going to say is gratitude. But I know you guys don't want to hear it because everyone talks about it. But if you could just a couple of times throughout your day, as you're stressing out or you're cooking and thinking about all the things you have to do, or you are stuck in traffic, look out the window and breathe and look at that bird flying so freely, and just take a deep breath and think of just one thing that you have in your life that you used to dream about having, a person you have in your life that you're grateful for that brings you joy, a thing that you managed to do last week that was actually really cool and you forgot to reflect about it. Just the little things. I obviously am a massive journaler, so if you do want to journal, I have a bunch of journaling challenges, but you can also just bring out a notebook and write down these things you're grateful for and challenge yourself with your beliefs and what you want to work towards. So to sum up today, my thoughts on how you can bring more joy into your summer, or whenever you're listening to this, to your next month or months or years, is one, find a challenge or a growth opportunity that you can take on right here and now. And I promise you, it will elevate your happiness so fast. 2, create more connections, relationships, and potentially combine it with a hobby or something that you enjoy doing. So it's like a double win. 3, do something that is joyful for the soul. Something that maybe doesn't have any reasoning behind it as to why you need to do it, because it's not going to move you closer to your goals. It's not going to really be in alignment with the other things you're working towards in your life, but it's just simply there to bring you joy. And 4, having the mindset of how everything's happening for you, and therefore looking for the opportunities and the solutions that can be found, the lessons that can be found in whatever situation comes at you. Because happiness compounds, and the more you create it, the more you're gonna feel it. And you deserve to feel such extreme levels of happiness and joy in your life. And you can choose to make that happen, to make that start today. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this useful, I would so appreciate it if you would share it with a friend. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that helps any podcast guests a lot. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I hope you go out there and have a beautiful day, beautiful week. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.